Hello and welcome to episode 228 of the Les Paris podcast. Yesterday in episode 227, we talked about pet bottles. Today, in episode 228, you can listen to a discussion about dopamine detox. Dopamine detox. Have you heard this expression before? It's becoming more and more popular these days. I first encountered it about 2 or 3 years ago. What it's saying is our modern, let's say things like the screens, the social media, the games, all those types of electronic media that we consume, they make dopamine in our brain. When we do something, we get a little bit of pleasure from it, or some excitement from it, and that releases dopamine. And the dopamine makes us feel a little bit of pleasure. Now, that's actually not the big thing about dopamine, okay? The big thing, as it turns out, is that the dopamine makes us desire that activity. The funny thing is, after we do it once, the dopamine makes us desire the activity more. We do it some more. More dopamine, then we desire it even more, and we do it some more. And it becomes a vicious cycle. And we have to break that cycle. One of the ironies of this dopamine cycle is if you let go and follow the dopamine too much and keep on doing that activity, after a while the activity itself loses pleasure. It becomes unpleasurable. But the wanting, the desire, doesn't go away. It gets stronger. And so we end up wanting to do this thing that we're not even enjoying. And we're hooked. We're addicted to it. So a lot of people are doing dopamine detox. And dopamine detox is where you just don't use that activity, whether it be social media or the game or watching YouTube videos. You get away from it for a fixed period of time. Typically people do 1 day a week. But some people say, no, every day after 8 p.m. or some other rule. They apply some rule where they cannot do that dopamine fixing activity. And that gets us a little bit used to not getting the dopamine, and it gives us a little bit more control in our lives. Do you need a dopamine detox? Or does someone you know need a dopamine detox? Now we've come to the end of episode 228, which was about dopamine detox. I hope you picked up a few new words or some new vocabulary or expressions. Please be sure to come again tomorrow and listen in to episode 29, which is about closets.